So welcome back to Accidentally Country. You've just split some wood. The next thing you need to do is to learn how to season wood. Well, one of the worst things for seasoned wood is to have it laying on the ground. It can get wet, it attracts insects, and it's terrible for efficiency when burning wood during the winter. So we're going to clean this up and learn how to build a few storage racks. I'll be right back. So this is the first firewood rack I wanted to show you. It's incredibly easy and cheap. I have 3 cinder blocks and 6 2x4x8s. It's going to be 8 feet long and 5 feet high. Now, if you wanted to make it 4 feet high, you could actually take off 2 of those 2x4x8s, which would cost about $20. So I'm going to show you really quickly how you assemble it, and it's as easy as you could think that it would be. So here it is. At first glance, this looks incredibly unsturdy, but when you have the firewood on this, you cannot move this. I would argue that a car could not knock this over. It's incredibly sturdy, very cheap and easy to do. So let's go ahead and move it over to the storage area and see how it looks in there. And there we go. It fits perfectly. The only thing I did that was different than the demonstration was that I actually turned this wood sideways. It works better in my setup here. And I don't have it leaning over. Leaning over is ideal because it gives you extra room to store, but in this confined area with fencing around it, it didn't make sense. So we're going to stack them more vertically. Otherwise, this is your setup for $29, a great way to store a bunch of firewood, seasoned appropriately, and do not have any of it touching the ground. So let's see how this stands up to the firewood test. So here we are 24 hours later. Wanted to show you how sturdy this is. The 2x4s are perfectly straight. As you can see, I did add one more down here just to help it be a little more level since the ground isn't very level. But this will protect the wood. It's completely off the ground, so any flowing water won't get the wood wet, won't attract wood rot or insects, and will really help the entire wood to be very seasoned for the winter. Now, if you don't have a covered roof like this, what you can do is just put a tarp over the wood, and that will help it season. One thing that's important, if you use a tarp, do not cover the sides. It's okay if some rain gets to the sides, but the wind is your friend here, and so you're going to make sure that you have plenty of wind flowing through the wood, and that will help accelerate the seasoning for the winter. So thanks for following. Next week, I'm going to assemble more of a permanent structure for storing firewood that I will show as well. And one thing I know is that nobody loves lazy fires more than middle-aged men and English bulldogs. Thanks for following Accidentally Country. We'll see you next week.